What's up YouTube? Welcome to another weekly breakdown. This week I bought a new 50k account, fresh beginnings, but I'm still making the same mistakes. Let's dive into exactly what happened this week. So this is Tuesday's trade. Okay, so coming into Tuesday, New York session, a lot of lows are getting swept at the time. So I was looking for bullish sentiment at the time. So I got in right here with this gap right here, but the gap was not very strong. As you can see, did not reject at all in this trade. So unfortunately, this just ended up being a loss for me, but I didn't really mind. It was the first trade of the week, so not a big deal, just straight up loss. Can't do nothing about it. This is exactly how it looked on the chart for me. So as you can see, I got in a bit too early right here. If I had waited for it to go a bit lower into this market structure shift right here and breaker, I would have been able to catch this entry all the way up to here. So my bullish bias was correct. It was just my entry which is a bit off. But another thing I've been working on is not really being fussed about the entry. Like, I really just want to get in whenever I get in. But if I can look at the trade in hindsight, I can tell that this is the entry which I should have took in hindsight, but I didn't take that. But it's okay, that was the first trade of the week. Let's see what the rest of the week has in store. This is the second trade on Wednesday. So on Wednesday, I was looking for bullish bias again. It was kind of the same kind of setup as Tuesday, but this one actually had a better entry. As you can see, double gaps right here just to hold it right in for the TP. So this was a much stronger entry, as you can see, and this happened straight after New York session open at 9:30, where we had a very huge bullish swing to the upside, and we managed to get into this trade shortly after. But I got lucky with this trade because it completely went straight to stop loss right after it hit my take profit. So I was actually lucky this time. You can see it's just running up right here, hits take profit. So right now we're currently back to break even, which is good. Took a loss, took a win, nothing crazy, back to break even. So this is how it looks on Wednesday on the 1 minute chart, as you can see. So at 9:30 we just got this abrupt push up, didn't even reject back into that FEG, so immediately you know that it's just going to keep going up for the rest of the day. So we finally make another FEG within here on the 5-minute time frame, and that's where my entry was at. So we get my entry and then quickly get out. Yeah, that was the setup for Wednesday. It was a nice little setup right before session ended. So price just kept on going up for the rest of the night, so just left it like that. But my bullish sentiment and bias was right for 2 days. It's just that on the first day I wasn't able to get that win, which is unfortunate, but it was all good. You know, at the end of the day, you just gotta take your setup and just keep going. So that was it. Going into Thursday, we got our third trade of the week. So right here, this was one of the craziest 5-minute FEGs I've ever seen. Like, it was so small and price reacted perfectly off it. Unfortunately, I never actually entered when I was meant to, but luckily the trade actually came back for me and I managed to enter there. So one of the problems I've been dealing with lately is that I'm very hesitant with my entries, and it most likely comes from not being able to trust the system since I've been using it for only a few weeks. So I don't fully trust my system enough to actually enter consistently, and that's bad. I need to improve on that. But as you can see, luckily it never hit take profit at the time, and it came back in and gave me my entry, meanwhile respecting this gap right here, which was very beautiful. Look at this wick though. This wick is crazy, bro. So we had to sit in a little bit longer than we expected, which was unfortunate. But as you know, I'm a scalper, so this doesn't last very long, maybe 20-30 minutes, which is great. So you see right there, we just hit our TP, which was good. So that means we are up 1% on the week. Yes, we're up 1% on the week. So looking into Thursday, price had took out these highs over here, and then it started breaking down. Let me just show you the precision of this breakdown because it was crazy. Look at the precision of that gap, bro. I can't even zoom in anymore, but the precision of that gap was absolutely insane. And like, I just needed to get into that trade, bro. When it was running without me, I was getting a little bit upset. So I was just like, you know what? If it hits take profit without me, that's fine. But hopefully it comes back, and it did. But I really need to work on not hesitating when I'm trading. So yeah, I could have held that for a little bit longer, but you know, I do my one-to-ones on the futures which is okay. I could actually, like, I might actually end up going 1 to 2, bro. I've been testing it out on GU and the model has been working pretty good. But right now it's just in testing phase. So 1 to 1 works pretty well at the moment. Last week I had my own issues which stopped me from being able to be successful in passing 200k. So the strategy is not the problem. So I don't have to change it to 1 to 2 and get like bigger risk to reward. It's just, I just need to follow the setup, make sure I'm executing, and that is what is important for me to level up right now. Execution is the most important thing. But yeah, so that's Thursday, and by this point we are up 1% on the account. So 3 trades up 1%, 2 wins, 1 loss. So far so good, right? Wrong, bro, wrong. Now we're getting into Friday's trades. Okay, so this is Friday's trades. Right now I'm trying to log in so I can get my entries. I'll be honest, on Friday, it was a bit weird because price was just consolidating all over the place. But I managed to find a setup within there. So I got into sells. It was reacting pretty nicely at first. I was like, this is good. This is good. So what went wrong, you might ask? Oh, I love this trading game, man. That's all I can say. All I can say is I love it. So as you can see, right here, bro, right here, I did not get my TP. And you know, these things happen. Like most of the time, you gotta understand, when I take a trade, I don't sit here looking at it. Sometimes I do, but most of the times I don't look at it. I go and do my own thing because I can't watch price just bouncing up and down like that. But as you can see, bro, look at this. I'm just getting done dirty. And I was just like, okay, that's fine. So as you can see, we missed the take profit just because price wanted to play around in that area. But I knew that gap, like I literally marked the gap. I knew that it would react off that, opposing my trade. But at the time, I don't watch my trades, so I don't micromanage it. Maybe I should start micromanaging my trades since I'm a scalper, you know. But yeah, in hindsight, it just never hit, and that's fine. When I pulled this up, maybe it was because I put 1.06 again, just maybe. But I didn't actually put the 1 to 1, which is on point, which is okay, I guess. We took a loss, so that wipes out the win, even though I'm meant to be up 2%. I hate saying this because then I was just going to rant of why it went wrong, but honestly, it was my fault. I didn't put 1 to 1 again properly, so there we go. We take a loss. But you guys seen it. I did get edged like multiple times. Pause. So if we dive into the 5-minute time frame, we can see Thursday was looking a bit radical, a little bit crazy, like just straight bouncing. You know what I mean? But I managed to find a sub in here. My model provided me with a sub, which I got, and which I was meant to take profit on, and I didn't, which is unfortunate. But it's okay, because you live and you learn at the end of the day. So that was Friday's first trade, and it ended up being a loss, even though it was meant to be a win. So I was meant to be up 2%, but now I'm back at break even. When things like that happen, I tend to want to revenge trade, and my problem is I try to be a smart revenge trader and take an actual setup. I just end up not doing that. I revenge trade and then it just doesn't go right for me, and obviously it's not meant to go right because then that just reinforces that bad behavior. But as you can see, that trade did not hit take profit even though it was meant to, so subconsciously that affected me and made me do what I'm about to do next. All right, let's dive into Friday's second trade. Okay, so this is Friday's second trade. I'm not really going to talk too much because I literally just broke my rules, and you know, when you break your rules, shouldn't say much about it, man. You just have to deal with it, deal with the consequences. So as you can see right here, I was meant to enter a little bit earlier and actually catch a win and then be up 2% on Friday, but because of the previous trade which edged me to my TP, I ended up wanting to revenge trade the trade which I missed next. Yeah, so I was meant to catch another trade right into this IFEG right here. As you can see, I was meant to get in early, but I didn't get in early, and then I was just like, let me just chase price, and then yeah, it all went downhill again. And I just keep doing this and breaking rules, which I need to stop doing. So let's just watch the trade and just see what actually happened. We already know what happened. I just broke my rules, but it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just gotta be better. Like, if I want it, I'm going to be better, and I do want it, so I'm going to be better. Yeah, I just sat in this trade. Honestly, at this time I was just working out. I was like, you know what? I've already entered. I've already broke the rules. Might as well just leave it. If it hits stop loss, it hits stop loss. If it hits take profit, it hits take profit. It did start to look pretty good. But sometimes things that look good end up not being good. I really need to start refraining from breaking my rules, because futures trading is actually pretty hard. Yeah, we just got absolutely blipped. Like, look at this. I don't even know where this came from, but at the time I wasn't looking at that. But luckily, when you're trading futures, the slippage is not going to do too much damage to you. So I didn't lose that much. So ending the week on 49,472. Once again, this is where I was meant to enter my trade, but I hesitated in that moment, and then it just carried on going, as you can see, and it hit my TP, and then that's when I decided to enter, and then I just get slapped up as price comes down, shooting down right here at 10.57. Unfortunately, we took 2 losses on Friday, 2 losses which were meant to be a win, which makes it even worse, but it's okay. I'm still trying to understand this future space and this futures prop space, so whatever mistake I make, I have to learn, get over it. Learn, get over it. If I made the same one, learn, get over it. So there's not much I can do about certain things, but everything that I can do, I'll do my power to keep going and to keep pushing. So going into next week, I'll actually be dropping my risk to 0.5%, because that will benefit me more now, because now I understand the trading drawdown. I understand what the trading drawdown is. So I need to make sure I have something implemented into my strategy to make sure that I don't hit the trading drawdown so easily. I'll be real, I'm not trading $250 risk off rip. I'm just not doing that. And maybe that might be my downfall, maybe it won't be. But for now, I'm still testing the system, testing what risk to use, testing everything. And I really believe that I'll be good in this future space, and I have to keep going. So I have to keep adapting and understanding what works and what doesn't. So this week I was meant to end the week on 3% profit, but I didn't, and that's okay. We have next week. Next week I'll be dropping my risk. So if we end in profit, the profit might be lower than expected, and it might not reach the goal as quickly. The more mistakes I make, the more angry I'm going to get at myself, and I don't want to get angry at myself at the moment. So I just want to learn and keep learning. So next week I'm going to lower my risk, and hopefully that will go well, and then I'll be able to rise the account back up, because I do not want to hit daily drawdown again and lose my account. So what exactly have I learned this week? So this week I've learned that I might need to return back to my fully mechanical entry system, because I realized being a discretionary trader on the 1 minute time frame, it can get too cloudy. When I was performing my best, passing the most challenges, getting the most payouts, that's when I was mechanical. I would be down 5 losses in a week and I wouldn't care. I'll just execute. And that's when I was at my peak in my trading. And right now, I've been testing out discretion, and it doesn't really work for me. My psychology and mental state, it doesn't really allow me to do that, because then I just make mistakes and then I just revenge trades. I do all of that. So when I have a mechanical entry system and I just enter, that's when I can be free, because I don't have to worry. I know that in the span of 100 trades, the trade which I just took will not matter. So that's what's important for me, and that's what I will work on moving forward, because I know that when I was trading mechanically and my entries were mechanical, that's when I was at my best, and that's when I was performing the best. So I'm trying to get back into that flow, but trading on the 1 minute time frame right now, and it's futures, and I just press buy, bro, I'll be honest, it can get too fast sometimes. And sometimes I'll hesitate. Things like that can happen, you know what I mean? So I need to kill the hesitation within me and just enter, keep executing to make sure my execution is better. Another thing that I've learned this week, that I am still a slave to my impulses. I'll be honest, I am a slave to my impulses at the moment. Like, I look back and I'm just like, I don't know where it went wrong, but I need to fix it. My FOMO and greed has been off the charts in the past few months, and I'm still trying to hone it back in to when I was just straight focused and not breaking any rules. So I absolutely need to work on that and keep going. As for example, the second trade on Friday, I was not meant to force that trade. I was not meant to, but I had FOMO. I was afraid of missing out. And those are the things which you need to delete from your system as a trader. If you want to be a trader and you want to succeed, you must delete FOMO and greed from your system. Otherwise, you will not succeed. The final thing that I've learned is that having hobbies outside of trading is absolutely essential. My favorite hobbies is to do calisthenics, working out, cardio, these kind of things, a little bit of gaming on the side. Those are the things that take my mind away from a week like this, a week where I make mistakes. Of course, I'm going to reflect, but at the same time, I don't want to drown myself in those emotions and those thoughts of what went wrong. And you shouldn't drown yourself either. Sometimes you need to find something that gives you your peace so that you can be away from the charts and be able to reflect properly and not reflect in an absolutely negative way to where you just absolutely keep just destroying yourself. Hammering yourself is not going to teach yourself a lesson. So make sure you have other things which is keeping your mind off trading, and when the right time is there, that's when you can think about it and think positively. Make sure you have hobbies outside of trading that you enjoy that will give you a peace of mind. I'm not a perfect trader, but I'm growing as a trader, and it's been a long time of me trading, and honestly, I've just accepted this is what I'm doing now, and you should accept that too. If you're a trader, this should be your number one goal and then your number one plan in your life, to make sure this works out for you. And that's where I'm at in my life. So that's why I'm taking so much accountability in what I'm doing, and I'm trying to improve as much as possible, and I will keep doing that. Hopefully anyone watching my journey is inspired to do so as well. This week we ended on 49,500, so we're down 1%, but the trailing drawdown means that we've only got 2 trades left. So that's why I'll be dropping my risk down to 250 next week. Stay tuned for next week and see how my 0.5% risk implementation works out for me. Hopefully it works out well. Stick around to see if we pass the account or we blow it. These are the stats of the account. 25% win rate right now. It's really not looking good. Next week, I'll try and pick myself up. Other than that, nothing crazy. Just been taking my trades. I just need to stop breaking rules and then things will get better. But so far, I'm learning from my mistakes, and I'll keep doing so, and I'll keep growing as a trader.